Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today we're drinking not a bourbon.
All right, so we've got wheat whiskey, Woodford
What's
Reserve.
wheat whiskey?
I love your inquisitive nature. So wheat whiskey is basically the same rules as bourbon, but instead of 51% corn, 51% wheat, at least. This one is, now you've never had this?
I've never had it. It's not even open.
Yeah, and I haven't had this either. I'm a fan of Woodford products in general, as are you.
Yep.
This one is, so it's a wheat whiskey, but it's a 4-grain, so it's wheat, corn, rye, malted barley. So do you want to do the honors? You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You're closer.
So this is a 4-grain, which is, I wouldn't say it's, unusual. They're out there, but it's not the norm for, usually a corn whiskey is 3 grains, and then usually bourbon is 3 grains, kind of as a standard.
And the truth is, I have had one other wheat whiskey.
Right, I have 2.
And it's back there.
It was a weak.
Sorry, I was talking over the top of it.
No, that's okay. It's better that you were because it was super weak. I'll just add that in post.
It's got to be an explosion.
So I'm interested in this one because I have another 4-grain bourbon on the shelf that I'm not a fan of. Now this isn't a bourbon, but just it's the same 4 grains. Just going to be quite a different mix of them because the bourbon's got to be 51% corn. So
you're not taking the Taco Bell approach, right?
Which is
they only have 4 ingredients and they just mix them up differently.
But hey, maybe that's how the 4-grain whiskeys work.
So how this started is our collecting of now wheat whiskey, since we have 2, is we're both big fans of wheaters.
Yep.
But I would not call this a wheater.
Well, no, it's not, because it's a wheater is a wheated bourbon.
Yeah. And so this is experience. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, like the wheater would be the, far less wheat than what's going to be in this one. But wheat adds a sweeter note to bourbon when they replace the rye with wheat.
But if you take out all that corn, I think it's not going to have the sweetness.
Well, that's the thing. So
where's it going to go?
Yeah, because the corn imparts a lot of sweetness. The wheat imparts a lot of sweetness as opposed to the rye.
Yeah.
In a bourbon. So this one, what's funny is I definitely get a Woodford Brown-Forman
almost a dusty
nose on this.
Peanut shell kind of note.
A little bit of that, but I get that kind of molassesy sort of. I don't know. There's definitely like a signature Brown-Forman nose and palate that I get on a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
And that's definitely here. Honest to God, I don't know if I would
be able to pull this just from the nose. I don't know if you could say this is not a bourbon.
A Woodford Reserve or a Brown-Forman bourbon or Tennessee or Yeah, it's got kind of a dark note to it.
Kind of a rich molasses note. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of it a lot. I'm not getting the signature note that I get out of wheated bourbons.
How do you describe that?
Like we've talked about like with Maker's products, like that kind of bready shortbread, sort of almond shortbread. I'm not getting that at all on this.
None of that. No, I agree.
It's almost got like a little bit of a fruit note to it too, in a weird way. Like a darker cherry or something like that. I don't know.
That's where my assumption is it's going to go, is there will be like a cherry note. But I think some of that will come from the wood. We don't know how long this spent in a barrel.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think...
Oh, what's the proof on that? We didn't throw that info out there.
750 milliliters.
Top-notch production quality you get here at the Bourbon Note. What is it?
750 milliliters.
That's the proof?
It's the proof. 90.4. It's
okay.
The Dave Rod numbers, even though that's an even number.
But yeah, whenever they throw the point something in there, it's like they made a point to do that, and it makes me wonder why. Couldn't just go with 90 or 91. It's like, let's go 90.4.
Because they had to walk way over there and get more water to make it 90.
That's what it was.
That's close enough.
All right, let's give this a go. Cheers.
Does not drink like a bourbon. It's got a density. The most notable thing at the beginning is just the density. It has a body to it that's some bourbons have, but it's unique.
In a weird sort of way, and with that kind of dark cherry note and that darker molasses note. And maybe this is just my mind because it's a Woodford product and I'm thinking this in the background. I'm getting a little bit of like
I know you're gonna say
double oak.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is weird. I would not have expected that at all. That's the last thing I expected to get off of this. Like, I feel like this is closer to Woodford Double Oak than normal Woodford is to Woodford Double Oak. You know what I mean?
I agree, but it
lightly, I should say. It's not like it's a, if you put the two of them next to each other, there's going to be a huge contrast between the two of them.
There is a wheat signature, though.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like missing the corn note, because obviously it is.
Well, there's corn in it, but
there is. But there's it's a unique experience because a lot of bourbon characteristics, but then some things that are missing.
Yeah,
it's great. I mean,
this is really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I really like this a lot. But yeah, there's something about this that's really reminding me of the Woodford Double Oak. We should do. So I have another wheat whiskey.
I think we should pull it in
because now I haven't had this in. So this is Heaven Hill Bernheim. Let me get a glass of water here, or a drink of water. Give another Glen over there. Yeah. So I couldn't tell you what this one tastes like. I've had this once before.
But this is This is a 7-year Heaven Hill product.
Yeah.
And just knowing just that, it's going to be awesome.
Right, yeah. Heaven Hill doesn't really usually disappoint. I've had a couple that can disappoint, but few and far between. But now I'm interested, just being a wheat whiskey, how different these two might be.
Yeah.
And how much that signature Woodford note is going to be noticeable.
Yeah, is it the distiller or is it the grains that really drive this? So I'm looking forward to this too.
Oh, see, that's...
These are
very different.
Different.
This one definitely has that more bready, shortbread sort of...
And sweet.
And very sweet. Oh, yeah. That's definitely... What's the proof on this? 90 proof.
70.
Wow, that's a lot of...
Well, that 0.4 makes a difference.
Oh, yeah, the 0.4 on this one. But there's a lot going on there for 90 proof.
Man,
that has that kind of signature bready.
It has a bread
shortbread note that I find in makers a lot.
Absolutely coated with brown sugar.
Yeah,
it is super sweet on the nose.
All right, I'm going in for this. I'm excited. Oh yeah, those are worlds apart.
They are. This one's not as interesting initially as the nose. Like the nose, you feel like you're going to get a ton.
Yeah.
And it's got a good flavor, but it's definitely muted compared to the aroma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that, like I was saying, that bready sort of note that I really like about Maker's products.
Yeah.
This kind of has a very similar thing. So these are two complete. So now I wonder what the aging process on this, or if it's different. We didn't really, I don't know how much information there is out there on this one, but boy, those are very, very different. Yeah. And they're both really good.
They are, but they are quite unique.
Yeah, that's... Can you imagine a cask strength of this? Like a cask strength Makers? Oh, that'd be good.
Maybe this year things will open up enough that we'll head down to Kentucky and...
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
And camp out on Heaven Hill's doorstep and say, we're not leaving.
Until we get a cask strength
we
beer.
want to see.
Yeah. Boy, that's really good. Both of these are. Now I want to go back to this one.
Oh, yeah, we should do a A-B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are just so completely different. You know what? Now that I'm going back to this one, I'm getting that Brown-Forman banana.
Yeah, Sure, you had to say it.
Yeah, in comparison, for sure.
But not only banana, but almost like green banana.
I just can't believe how different those are. So now so wheat whiskey only has to be 51% wheat. So this could be 100% wheat.
Right.
Which, from what I understand, I don't know if that's an uncommon thing for wheat whiskeys to just do 100% wheat.
Or probably more than 85%.
Yeah, and this is a 4-grain. Mm-hmm. So there's
definitely more like a 51 and some corn and some rye and some malted barley.
Right. Yeah, but these are... So if you're looking for a wheated whiskey to try...
Well, like both of them.
They're both awesome. But they're both very, very different. If you like Woodford Reserve products, I think you'll like this for sure.
I think they both stay in their family. This is definitely a Heaven Hill product. And if you like Heaven Hill products, this is awesome.
Right. I think if you like Maker's products, you'll like this. Because it has kind of that...
Yeah.
You know...
Sure.
Because Heaven Hill doesn't have a
signature note or a flavor.
Like a signature wheater. Do they have a wheater at all? So a wheated bourbon, that's what Larceny is. Larceny is also a Heaven Hill product.
It is.
Larceny.
Well, that looks like a Heaven Hill Larceny.
Heaven Hill product. I might have to cut this out because I look like an idiot, but I don't... Do they have... Oh, yeah. God, what a moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
I'm going to cut that out.
No, I'll leave it. Just drop a big Larceny logo.
Larceny, yeah. It's like, you idiot, you've got 2 of them on your shelf. Why couldn't I think of that? So, okay, well. But
after that discovery.
Well, okay, so interestingly enough, though, Larceny versus Makers, I don't get that bready note on Larceny as I do on Makers, but I'm getting it on this. Like, I would put this more in a Maker's Mark category than a Larceny category.
Yep.
That's why I screwed that up. So anyway, do you know what the prices are on these? I don't. I think they're in the 30s.
30
they're
to
reasonable.
40s. Yeah, 30s or 40s.
Yeah, they're probably sub 40, I would imagine.
Yeah, in that range.
Yeah, if you want to try a wheat whiskey, these are both really good. Definitely impressed with both of them, but definitely different. So if you're more of a Maker's Mark sort of wheated flavor, maybe go with this one. If you really like Woodford products, this is definitely a sweeter version, but it's got that Woodford kind of signature note to it for sure.
I do think I would like to, at some point, put together an evening where we do a wheated flight with some of like the Wellers and a few other Larceny, Maker's Mark. And I think we should
Wyoming back here, and then sneak one of these in
and just see what a full-blown wheated whiskey.
I feel like in that flight, if we put this one in here, it would stick out like a sore thumb.
That's okay. I
say that now. Let's try it, though.
That's right.
All right, you have anything more to add on these?
All right. Thank you for watching. This has been The Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
Cheers.